Debonair. Okay.
What's good, y'all? Shout out to Notification Gang for hitting the like button. And Bill, let me start chat. Y'all those ones in it. I appreciate you anyway. So apparently, let me just say this real quick before I even get into all that. I don't align myself with a lot of these terminologies. Y'all know I've never claimed to be red pill or anything like that. The passport bros. Shout out to all those guys that do. But for me, I've always felt a type of way about like, for example, if you're in an interracial relationship, right? I don't understand why you have to broadcast having an interracial relationship, right? When I say certain things like, hey, I'm engaged, I don't say I'm engaged to a black woman. Like, bro, all right, cool. Just say you're engaged, keep it moving, right? In my honest opinion, and this isn't me nothing. This isn't me disagreeing or trying to talk down on any of those guys, man. It's just me personally. I believe, in my opinion, I believe if you want to travel the world and get girls, do it. Do it. Dating interracially, all that stuff, go for it, have fun. My problem comes from people that's constantly talking about it, broadcasting it, promoting it, whatever you want to call it, right? And then trying to make it seem like it's better than what it is in America, or better than dating a black woman, or whatever case may be. I've had some fairly good responses dating, black women and stuff like that, or non-submissive, what do you want to call it, women. But a lot of other guys don't like that, right? I mean, hell, it is what it is. But I found this video, and I found it to be really, really crazy, man, because I'm not too sure what's going on. And obviously these things happen, right? When people travel overseas, the first thing people look for is women, drugs, money. Women do the same thing too, right? But for whatever reason, this has been I'm trying to get the size right, my bad. For whatever reason, this has blown way up. Made it to Fox News, all that stuff, man. So media coming at passport bros for sex trafficking and other sexual things, right? Like escorts and all this, that, and the third. Which again, those types of things happen. Those type of things happen in state. Those type of things happen in state. But let's cover this, man, because it's a crazy ass video, man. But
and welcome back to The Factor Uncensored. Is sex in your travel itinerary? It's one of the travel goals for a community called the Passport Bros, meaning brothers. It's a traveling community of upwardly mobile black men. Some are accused of going around the world searching for a more traditional and submissive wife. But is it all about sex and just a girlfriend for hire, and then return home to humiliate black women in America? That's the controversy that we're dealing with. One of its members, Austin Holman, is apologizing for comments that he made about Brazilian women. Take a listen.
Before we even get into all that, when I first heard about Passport Bros, from what I gathered, when I first heard about Passport Bros, it was kind of what he said, right? As far as them traveling out to find a wife or whatever case may be, finding a significant other. That's what it was when I first heard about it. Now it's kind of being spun out to be this whole thing of using other races of women to talk down on black women and this, that, and the third and all that stuff. Again, y'all, I've met some very submissive black women. I've met some very non-combative, feminine friendly black women. I've seen them here in the States. Now, whether you see more outside of the country, okay, cool. That's neither here nor there. But in my opinion, fellas, and I'm going to keep on pushing this, I believe a woman will be submissive to you if they're really feeling you, if you're on your job, if you're doing all of these things, right? Again, y'all, I've done videos on this where I've said this difference between men that can and can't. Men that can't get women submissive, they do this. Women that can get a woman submissive, they're able to find a woman wherever the hell they are. When you have that type of aura around you, when you're the sugar honey iced tea, women pick that up and they sense that, and they're naturally going to become submissive wherever you meet they as. It doesn't matter. Does it tend to happen more often across seas? I'm pretty sure it does, because the U.S. dollar outweighs, depending on where you are, the U.S. dollar is heavy in a lot of countries, especially if you visit a third world country. Hell yeah, your $1 is going to stretch out a lot farther, a lot further than it will here in America. let's hear what he has to say. This is the guy that was praising Brazilian women and talking down on black women and all this, that. So let's hear what he has to say.
What I meant by when I said that Brazilian women are easy, and I shouldn't use the word easy. I know that now. I'm sorry. But what I'm saying is, for a man that's well-mannered, well-dressed, that has put in the effort to raise himself, he will have an easier time in Brazil as opposed to where I was from. That wasn't always the case.
Both American and women around the world are speaking out against the passport bros, arguing these guys are using their status to take advantage of women and even calling it a form of sex tourism and sex trafficking. Let's talk about it. Communications specialist Priscilla Pack and Rochelle Gemini both are here on The Factor Uncensored. We were supposed to do this last week. We're doing it this week. Mm-hmm. You have done a lot of research. When you think about and what you've heard about passport bros, your opinion on this.
And before, because I have a feeling I already know what I'm about to say, but before they even get into all that, I don't agree with that part. I think wherever people travel, in states, outside the states, it's going to be the same thing. Drugs, liquor, sex. That's just, it is what the same thing with men, same thing with women. It's going to be the same damn thing when people travel. I've done that so many goddamn times in the States and out the country too. But I've done that so many goddamn times in the States, out the state, when I visited Canada, when I went to here, when I went to there, when I went to da 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 da. I'm looking for that ass. What's up? And most people do. So the fact that they're trying to label it as a form of sex trafficking or sex, what was the word he was using? Damn, I forgot the word he was using. Anyway, having sex international, whatever, I can't remember the name he was using. But the fact that they're trying to label that, I think they're trying to diminish the name. I think they're trying to tarnish the name. They're trying to throw dirt on it for whatever reason. But then it doesn't really help when you have guys like the other black guy who was saying all that negative stuff about black women. It doesn't help. It does not help. Now, again, like I said earlier, I think they're reaching hard as hell with this, calling it sex trafficking and all this, that, and the third. Women do it, men do it. Inside the state, outside the state. It is what it is. It was the same thing when I flew from here to Dallas. I'm looking for the ass. Same thing when I flew from here to New York, I'm looking for the ass. When I flew from here to LA to Seattle, Vegas, Canada, all this, that, and the third, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. You're looking to have a good time. Some people look for drugs. I'm not into drugs, but you know, whatever. I don't judge. They're looking for the drugs. They're looking for the alcohol. They're looking for good sex. Well, let's go.
So-called group.
Let me tell you, they weren't even on my radar. You brought it up to me, and then I saw it, and I was just like, oh, that's cute. You know, guys go and get their passports. My son just got his passport last week. He's 9. So that's cool. Passport brothers. That's what's up. Then I started doing the research, and I'm like, wait a minute. Because I grew up, you know, with 2-parent household. My parents still happily married. I grew up in love. Some people grew up in survival mode, and maybe they just in a whole nother dimension of trying to find love or trying to find easy situations and everything. But at the same time, it was like, why do you have to put down the thing that you don't like in front of everybody just to get the thing that you do want? I don't care. But
that being black women in America.
Yeah.
And that's the point that I was making. I have no problem with the passport bros. I have no problem with people dating interracially. The only problem, and I said it so many goddamn times, the only problem that I have is when you start coming back talking down on the other race. That's my problem. And I see this from black men doing this to black women, and I see this from black women doing this to black men. I don't like that, right? You have the whole thing, and it's kind of interesting, and maybe I'd never seen it, but it's kind of interesting that Fox 26 News, whatever they call it, never did anything as far as the swirlers community. They have literally a swirlers community of black women that promotes hate, dating out, this, that, and third. And the swirlers community is probably older than the passport. I'm almost certain it's older than passport bros. The swirlers community was around before Kevin Samuels blew up. Passport bros has only been quote unquote popular, I want to say, for a year and some change now. Passport bros wasn't around like that back when Kevin Samuels was here. So I find it odd, man, that y'all didn't do, and maybe I didn't see it, but I find it odd that y'all didn't do a video on the swirlers community of black women talking down on black men. But you know, we'll get to that later.
Them down for women who may be of color in another country,
right? That want to be a little more
also submissive,
exactly,
to them,
exactly,
but also paid prostitution in many cases,
and that's what they're covering up. And you can tell that by the way that, what's his name, Austin. was talking, because I saw the other videos of him going like, hey, you would have sexual intercourse with me tonight, right? And she's saying, yes. They about to really get a lick on him. That's what's really about to happen. Because I also saw some of the women from overseas saying, yeah, we're just trying to get a lick. You know, they also came out saying, we know these passport bros. They not new.
Mm-hmm. So essentially, they're chumps themselves.
Yes.
They're simply Johns on the streets of America.
There might be some that might be actually looking for love that can't find it maybe in America. But you didn't let some rotten apples into y'all group, and y'all need to call the ones out that's not doing it correctly. Because baby, we not just in America. You can claim wherever you want to be anytime. I don't care. Get a passport. Go find your love. But at the same time, don't put down us just because you feel like you've had some rejection. Deal with rejection. Heal. Go do your thing. We don't care.
And of course, we're not talking about all individuals who may travel out of the country. But Priscilla, for those who may be taking advantage of women out there and then trying to humiliate Black women in America, your thoughts about that?
I think it's really, really sad. Like I look at them and I almost want to pity them, but then I don't, because there's a level of ignorance that's deplorable. Go ahead and use that word today. I think that they are taking advantage, at least from what they project themselves to be as a group. They're taking advantage of gender gaps and economic opportunities that are not there in these other countries that are present for us in America, in the States, in Canada, in Scandinavia, all over the world, and not even thinking back to the history of why are women and people made to be so independent in this country today. I think there's so many factors that they shove to the side for their preferences and trying to deem it a movement, which is so disappointing to hear. The civil rights movement was a movement.
Facts.
You know, anti-apartheid movement was a movement. Come on. So I'm thinking of passport bros like, this is a shame. You could really take advantage of your opportunity to educate people on how to get a passport, to go overseas, travel the world, and to learn, and not just make it be about sex. And the fact that now you're putting this stigma on people and Black people in America, that is literally mushing us down. I hate that I said mushing, couldn't find a better word right there.
Right.
But like bringing us down. Right. They all know. They know. But what does that do for our perspective?
And she brought up some really good points. She brought up a lot of good points. And y'all know me, man. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm going to keep it real. She brought up a lot of good points. And I think it is deplorable. I think it's weak. I think it's stupid. Again, like I said, if you're going to travel these countries doing whatever you're doing, smashing these chicks, doing whatever you got to do, all right, cool, do it. But you can do this, first of all, like I said earlier, without promoting it all the goddamn time. Oh, yeah, I'm flying to Asia to do this. I'm flying to... Bro, have your fun. Be safe. Come back home safe, all that good stuff, bro. You don't have to sit there and promote it so much. You don't have to sit there and talk down on other races of women. That's when I get involved. And I'm like, bro, nah, I'm not feeling that. And I'm going to keep doing that and speaking down on this and doing this, that, and third. And this is the reason why, fellas, I really want y'all to listen. This is the reason why I'm very cautious and hesitant when I'm joining certain movements. Like, perfect example, Black Lives Matter. When Black Lives Matter first came out, I was all for it. Hell yeah, let's do it. But month after month, year after year, I started seeing and hearing a lot of things. And I'm just like, bro, what the hell is going on? Y'all heard about what happened with the founder of Black Lives Matter over here buying a damn mansion, multi-million-dollar mansion. The hell you spending all these people money that's been donating to you to help the cause, and you over here buying mansions, luxury goddamn cars, Bugattis, $1 million. What the hell you got going on? Why are you I'm not saying you shouldn't be spending money, because you should. Obviously you're going to need, because if this is your next full-time job, then you need to do something to sustain yourself. But you could have bought yourself a regular goddamn $500,000 house. Why do you need a multi-million-dollar mansion? Why do you need to drive a multi-million-dollar car? What the hell's wrong with a brand new 2023 Toyota, Honda, Kias? Goddamn. That's the type of stuff that I need guys to understand. When you get behind these moves, you need to be very cautious. That's the reason why I never got behind the red pill movement. That's the reason why I never got behind the Passport Bros movie. I have a passport, whatever. I've been at one. But that's the reason why I don't get behind those types of things, because it really kills me when situations like this happens. When stuff like this happens, it really, really kills me, because you hear it way too often. And again, like I said earlier, I'm kind of disappointed that they never said anything about the swirlers community, but whatever. what was I about to say? Yeah, but it's just really confusing, man, and it kills me because I know for a fact that there's me personally. I know a lot of I have several black homegirls that's extremely submissive, that's fit, and that should have been married by now, but for whatever reason they just so happen to get into a trash ass relationship. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But I just find it, just like she said, I find it deplorable. And I agree with a lot of things that she said. Now, in everything in this entirety, and we almost done, y'all. I think we only got like a minute left. I know this video is going on a little too long. It is what it is. But in this whole thing, in its entirety, I honestly believe that they are reaching. Yes, just like I believe the woman in the yellow, or whatever color this is, said, a lot of there are bad apples, and we need to start calling them out, because I don't believe Passport Bros in majority is doing that. But the popular ones, just like the black guy in the beginning that you saw, the popular ones that has that following is now becoming the face of the Passport Bros, and that's the issue. That's the problem. That's the problem. So just like she said, when those few bad apples that we have, we need to start calling their ass out.
Some of them, not all of them, talk so badly about black women in America, saying you guys are too bossy, you're too much, you're not feminine enough for them.
I think that sounds a lot to me like insecurities and the inability to seek what you want with what you have, where you are. That's what I really think about that. It almost disgusts me and is borderline gaslighting to sit here and treat American women, American black women, and try to shut us down because we may be educated or have the ability to obtain certain finances and social status that we're not in other countries.
And you attract.
It's a shame.
What you put out there too.
It's a shame.
All right.
Like, don't put that on us. Yeah, don't put that on us.
Thank you, ladies, for joining us here on The Factor Uncensored. Still ahead on the...
So shout out to The Factor Uncensored, Fox 26. I'll make sure to tag their channel if they have a YouTube channel. Shout out to them. Very, very good. Very good topic. Very good conversation. I agreed with majority of it. Again, like I was saying, I believe that they are reaching, trying to make it seem like there's more. Like, you know what I'm saying? In my honest opinion, I've seen several of the Passport Bros videos, and there are most in majority, and I have to be real, y'all. In majority, from what I've seen from Passport Bros, they've been pretty respectful, I guess I can say, right? I've never seen them talk down on black women. What I've seen was them pushing that why they left America, the dating world in America. Let me say it like that. They got fed up. Shout out to Mr. Dennis Sperling. He is someone who I believe his wife now is. I believe he met his wife in DR, if I'm not mistaken, the Dominican Republic. I can't remember. I'm probably making a mistake, but shout out to Dennis Sperling. I've seen. I'm still a follower of his channel. I've seen a lot of his videos and stuff like that. I've never seen him talk down on black women like that either. You know what I'm saying? So there are several guys in the Passport Bros that is very, very respectful with black women, but just respectful online in general. They talk about their businesses. They talk about why they're traveling. They talk about why they gave up in their dating world. All this, that, and the third. All this, that, and the third. With that being said, there was maybe, I want to say 3 or 4 guys in the Passport Bros that I was like, nah, bro, I'm not really feeling this. I'm not really feeling this, because like that guy said about the Brazilian women over the black women, I wasn't feeling that. And I seen that video back when before it went viral, I seen that video. Now it's trending everywhere and all this, that, and the third, whatever. But again, like I said, y'all, it was a great video, great back and forth. I find it very, very interesting that Fox 26 News did not do a video on the Swirlers community. I find it very interesting, even though Swirlers community is at least 2.5, 3 years older than the Passport Bros. So that's pretty interesting, man. So I'm hoping that they're going to do. Matter of fact, I'll even reach out to them and ask them, can y'all do a video on the Swirlers community? Because I've seen stuff like that happen all the damn time. Again, Swirlers community is black. It's the same thing with Passport, but kind of the opposite. It's black women that chooses to date outside their race and outside the country and all this, that, and the third. And it's the same thing that the black man was doing in the Passport Bros. Black women that's active in the Swirler community. They get with Asian men, Hispanic men, white men. Oh, dump him, sis. Oh, leave that black. Oh, leave that Pookie alone, and all this, that, third. It's the same thing, right? So, if you're gonna do it to one side, you need to do it to the other side. Mr. Isaiah Factor Uncensored. But shout out to them again, y'all. I want y'all to comment down. But this is a great video. Great video. Shout out to y'all, man. If you made it this far in the video. I need y'all to comment down below. Let me know what y'all thought about this video, man. Thanks for watching. Please, if you haven't, hit that subscribe button, man. Also, hit that bell symbol on sides. Anytime you can upload notification, pop up and alert you. Also, make sure you hit that like, make sure you hit that share. I look forward to reading all y'all comments, if any. So until next time, please may your separate cub.